Let's learn on topic 4, conics. In this topic, you're going to learn about 3 different types of shape. The first one will be parabola, the second one will be ellipse, and the last one will be circle. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to find the equation of parabola and determine the vertex, focus, and directrix by using the completing the square. So what is a parabola? So parabola basically looks like a big U. So parabola consists of vertex that we label as V, focus that we label as F, directrix, and also it exists of symmetric that basically divide the parabola into 2 symmetrical shapes. Okay, let's take a look at 4 of the parabolas over here. So we have 4 different types of parabola. The first 2 on the left is opens upward and downward, and the 2 on the right is opens left and right. So we notice that our vertex will be labeled as HK. And the focus, if you notice, the coordinate for H will remain the same. But what about the K? The distance between the focus and vertex is P. It is similar to the distance between vertex and directrix. So the coordinate for focus will be H, K plus P. And for the directrix, it's going to be Y equals to K minus P. The equation for these 2 types of parabolas will be x minus H squared equals to 4P Y minus K. The next 2 shape, which is opens left and right, is similar to the left hand side, but the difference is only the location of the H and K. Right, so the vertex will be the same, which is HK. And we notice this time K remains the same. And like before, the distance between F, which is the focus, and vertex is P, and the distance between the vertex and directrix is also P. So our focus will be H plus P K, while the directrix will be X equals to H minus P. The equation for these 2 parabolas will be Y minus K squared equals to 4P X minus H. But do we have to actually memorize all of this? So basically you only have to know these 2 equations. If it opens upward and downward, it will be x minus h squared equals to 4p y minus k. If it opens left and right, it's going to be y minus k squared equals to 4p x minus h. If p is greater than 0, then you will get opens upward. And if p is less than 0, you're going to get opens downward. And for this one, if you get p greater than 0, you will be open to the right. And if you get p less than 0, you will notice that you will get opens to the left. First example. So you have to state the vertex, focus and directrix for y minus 2 square equals to 12x minus 3. So first we're going to compare with the formula, which is y minus k square equals to 4p x minus h. Okay, so we notice that 4p equals to 12, so p equals to 3. Since p is greater than 0, so you will get opens to the right. If this is our v and this is our f and this is our directrix, you will notice that k will remain the same. So first, let's write down the vertex. We're going to compare with the formula and get h as 3 and k as 2. So for the focus, like I said before, k will remain the same, so you're going to add p to the h. Write down the k first. So v is 3, the h is 3 plus 3 is 6. So our focus is 6, 2. And for the directrix, the formula will be x equals to h minus p. So 3 minus 3 equals to 0. For part B, we're going to start with comparing with the formula, which is x minus h square equals to 4p y minus k. Okay, we notice that 4p equals to 5, so p equals to 5 over 4. P is also greater than 0, but this time it's going to opens upward. So let's find out the values of vertex by comparing. So the h will be 1 and the k will be negative 2. So assuming this is our v and this is our f and this is the directrix, this time our h will remain the same. And we're going to add p to the k. So the focus will be 1, negative 2 plus 5 over 4 is negative 3 over 4. And for the directrix, the formula is y equals to k minus p. So y equals to negative 2 plus 5 over 4, negative minus 5 over 4, and that will be y equals to negative 13 over 4. For example 2, you need to write down the equation of given parabola in standard form, and you have to state the coordinates of vertex, focus, and equation of the directrix, and hence you need to sketch the graph. Okay, for the first one, the question is x squared plus 8x plus 4y plus 12 equals to 0. First, you need to move 4y and 12 to the right hand side, so it becomes x squared plus 8x equals to negative 4y minus 12. The next step is to do CTS, the completing the square to the left hand side. So it will be half of 8x is 4 minus 4 square equals to negative 4y minus 12. Simplify to get negative 4y minus 12 plus 16. So your x plus 4 square equals to negative 4y plus 4. As you all know, you have to make sure the coefficient of y is 1, so you need to factorize negative 4 and get y minus 1. Okay, we're going to compare with x minus h square equals to 4p y minus k. To get the values of 4p equals to negative 4 and p equals to negative 1. So since p is less than 0, therefore we're going to get open downward. Alright, so let's state our v, which is the hk, by comparing. You get the values of negative 4 over here and 1 over here. So that will be negative 4, 1. So if our v is here, our f is here, and the directrix is over here. So you will notice that the h will remain the same for f. You're going to add p to the k. So it becomes negative 4. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. For the directrix, this is the graph of y equals. So the formula is y equals to k minus p. So our k is 1 minus p, which is negative 1. So y equals to 2. Let's sketch the graph. So basically you know that the shape is open downward. So let's label v over here. That will be negative 4, 1. And this is our f, which is negative 4, 0. So this is the x-axis. And this is the y-axis. Okay, so our directrix should be somewhere over here. So label with y equals to 2. And this is the origin over here. For part B, the question is y squared plus 8y equals to 2x minus 22. Alright, so let's do completing the square to the left hand side. So it's going to be y plus 4 square minus 16 equals to 2x minus 22. So y plus 4 square equals to 2x minus 22 plus 16. Simplify to get y plus 4 square equals to 2x minus 6. Make sure the coefficient of x is 1, so factorize 2 to get 2 times x minus 3. So by comparing with y minus k square equals to 4p x minus h, basically you get 4p equals to 2. So p equals to 1 over 2. And that is greater than 0. So you know the shape will be open right. Like this. And this will be the directrix. This is the rough idea. Okay. So our v, which is CHK. And that will be 3, negative 4. Okay, as you can see, the k value will stay the same. Alright, so for the foci, so our h plus p and k will stay the same. So 3 plus 1 over 2 is 7 over 2, negative 4. For the directrix, the formula is x equals to h minus p. So our h is 3 minus 1 over 2. So that will be 5 over 2. Okay, let's sketch the graph. So it's going to be like this. So this is our v. Our v is 3, negative 4. And our f is 7 over 2 and negative 4. Okay, the directrix is x equals to 5 over 2. Let's sketch the x and y axis. So the y axis is this, and the x axis is looking like this. Alright, so that's the graph. For example 3, you have to find the equation of a parabola which satisfies the following conditions. You are given vertex negative 1, negative 2, and its axis parallel to the y-axis, and the parabola passes through the point 3, 6. So it says its axis parallel to the y-axis. They are talking about the axis of symmetry. Okay, since the axis of symmetry parallel to the y-axis, so this is the y-axis. So the only shape that can occur is open upward and downward. Alright, so the formula will be x minus h square equals to 4p y minus k. That's how you decide on which formula to be used. Okay, so let's substitute hk to get x plus 1 square equals to 4p y plus 2. Now we have to figure out the values of p. We are given 3, 6 at point 3, 6. So 3 is basically the values of x and 6 is the values of y. So that will be 3 plus 1 square equals to 4p, 6 plus 2. So 16 equals to 4p times 8. So 16 equals to 32p. So your p will be 1 over 2. So what should we do with the values of p? We're going to substitute back into this formula. Alright. So basically we get x plus 1 square equals to 4 times p is 1 over 2 times y plus 2. So finally we get the formula of x plus 1 square equals to 2 times y plus 2.